CBAI.
Hey all, this is Cam with CBAI. Thanks for joining me today. What we're going to be talking about on this episode is how to use the remaster feature in Suno. Big shout out to at QsGarage-RZ4LD for suggesting the video. Leave a note in the comments and let me know what video topics you want to see me cover. I do take notes of those. I'm keeping a spreadsheet so I get ideas for the future shows. Let me know because I love to get your input and it helps me generate ideas. Uh, so let's hop into it. Remaster is only V4. It doesn't do V3.5 or any other uh, version of Suno. Another thing to know is that, in my opinion, it's not truly remastering your tracks. So remaster is like you're familiar with it in music. You've got an old version of a song, maybe it was recorded a long time ago or whatever. Like it's like they say it's a song from the 80s, and now they've released a remastered version. So somebody went through and used their software, music engineering or audio engineering software, or their DAW to go through and redo the song in terms of like the EQ and possibly also could have taken it from an analog format like a cassette or a tape or what have you and then put it into digital form. I am not an expert at all in mastering, so I don't want to go too in depth into that. But why I'm telling you that is that in Suno it's not really the same because it's like I would consider the remaster feature. It's more like it runs all of the instruments and voices of your song. It's like it regenerates them through the AI. And the reason I say that is because if you listen, you can tell that the instruments sound actually different, not just like the volume or the EQ, like the yeah, like the equalization is not just different. It's like the instruments themselves were replayed. That's what it sounds like. And you can also notice this because the voice, the singer's voice will sometimes sing different, the melody just slightly different. In my opinion, it's like probably not enough different to make a big difference in terms of like me accepting the song. Like, okay, oh, he sang this line just a little bit differently. Whatever, I'll just take it. Or if it's too much, then yeah, sometimes remastered is not great. So with that, the remaster feature is very hit or miss, in my opinion. Sometimes it's really great, it really gets you to the next level with the track you were going for, and sometimes it does not. So, with that being said, let's jump into some ways that you can use the remaster feature. So, I've got my workspace pulled up here. So, one way that you can use the remaster feature is to convert a version 3.5 or older track to version 4. So the way that you would do that is you would go to, really the way to remaster anything is very simple. You just pick whatever you want to remaster. Let's pick my version 3.5 here. You would go to dot dot dot. You would go to create and you would go to remaster and it'll say V4 there. You do have to be on a paid plan because it's a beta feature. And then you would click that and it's going to generate a couple of remastered tracks at the top. Now I've already done this, so I'm going to move those to the trash because I've already created my tracks I wanted to show you. So when you're converting a version 3.5 or older to a version 4 track, in my opinion, it works well if you have a track with a classic or a retro sound that you want to sound like it was recorded using contemporary technology and practices. As in, if your track sounds very analog, very old school, sounds like it was recorded in several decades ago and you want it to sound like the same song, but as if somebody new came in and recorded it all in a fresh studio with digital equipment, remaster is good for that. It tends to be good for that. Personally, though, I will say if I've already completed a song in version 3.5, I've clicked the public button, I really am committed to it. I already like that song, so it means that I'm probably going to stick with my version 3.5 because remaster usually doesn't make it better enough that I want to redo it. So that's how my personal experience. Also, I got a big shout out to at TK Productions for this next suggestion, which is if you want to have the V4 production quality, but you want to have the creativity and the breadth of style that you can get from generating songs in V3.5, you can try purposefully creating and writing your songs in version 3.5. Then once the melody and the strong song structure are complete, you can remaster it to V4. Let me give you some examples. So I have a song here, Smooth J's 3. Smooth Jazz was my portmanteau of smooth jazz and vaporwave. I was trying to get like 90s sounding R&B jazz, smooth jazz, which by the way I used to not like when I was a kid, but now for whatever reason I enjoy it. So just listen to how old school this track sounds. It really sounds like it's straight out of like a 90s sitcom. Check it out. Okay, that's my original, that's version 3.5. Let's listen to what it sounded like in version 4. You'll notice that it sounds like it was really the same music, but it sounds like it's redone in a modern studio with digital production quality and modern mastering, okay? Okay, one more time, just a quick run through on this Smooth J's, the original, and the new one. Okay, so that's an example of an instrumental from version 3.5 that was remastered. I also have another one for you that is an actual song with singing in it, and I borrowed lyrics from another video I created that were just generated with Suno, so this is not like a song I'm not committed to. That's just generated random lyrics about generic love lyrics. But the version 3.5 is 90s R&B, so it really has that production sound of like 80s, 90s production. And then, so let's listen to the version 3.5 quickly here.
Sand beneath our toes, salt in the air. Sunset painting skies, hearts laid bare.
Okay, and let's listen to one of the newer ones.
Sand beneath our toes, salt in the air. Sunset painting skies, hearts laid bare.
And let's listen to the B track of the same remastered.
Sand beneath our toes, salt in the air. Sunset painting skies, hearts laid bare.
Okay, so really it's a matter of personal taste, which one you like more, what kind of vibe you're going for. That's one way to do it, is convert version 3.5 or older to V4. So next, what you can do is you can use remaster on your existing V4 tracks. So for this track example I'm going to give you, the pre-mastered version of the song had too much of a soft guitar tone, and this isn't already in V4, but the sound was too soft because I wanted it to be crunchier, distorted, and more on the metal side of rock tone for the guitars especially, and overall I wanted to have a more hard sound. The remaster feature was great for doing this with hard rock, metal virtuoso sound to get it out of that soft sound that's more like medium rock to like a more harder, aggressive, virtuoso metalhead type track. So, and I want to say, although doing this did introduce some of those shimmer artifacts that are a problem in V4, I decided to accept the track anyway because the tone I wanted was there and the artifacts weren't so bad as to make me not like the music at all. So, my example with this one is called Rainy Day Sunny Heart. So, this is the one that I said is too soft, but I did create this in V4. So listen to the soft version that's pre-remaster. Okay, and let's listen to the remastered one that's the one that I liked more that was a harder sound. Again. And here's the remastered. Okay, Next one is that you can remaster. So that was a remaster of a V4 instrumental into another V4 version. You can also remaster V4 songs. Now, what this would be good for is you can use it to test out a lot of different production outcomes for your song, meaning different production styles, sounds to them. It is very hit or miss, so sometimes it makes your songs sound way worse and not better. For example, let me give you an example of where my original V4 was better than what remaster gave me, because this is common, so you don't want to like blow through too many credits if you're on like a limited credits, okay? So here's my, let's see, make sure I give you the right one here, rhythm lesson. Um, Actually, let me show you the bad one first. So this is the original V4 before I remastered that I liked actually more this time.
When the world's a whirlwind spinning fast, we got our stillness gonna make it last.
Okay, let's listen to one of the ones. Neither of these I liked, even though I remastered. The voice all of a sudden was less clear. Check it out.
When the world's a whirlwind spinning fast, we got our stillness gonna make it last.
Okay, so that's one example where I didn't like it. It didn't improve it at all, and I just trust me that the other one wasn't good either, so we'll just move on with that. Let me show you an example of another one where it redid it. So I did a V4 here. This is from my one of my previous videos where I was talking about food, using food words. But regardless, this is the V4 that I use that's public.
Hungry, 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 hungry. Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry.
Okay, notice how he sang that. Now listen to this one. These are my remasters. You'll notice that it's not a true remaster. It's just like a change of the instruments because the singer actually is a little bit of a different voice and he sings the notes like in a slightly different order. So check this one out.
Hungry, hungry. Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry.
Did you notice that? One more time. Listen to how he says huckleberry in each of these different versions. It's a little bit different.
Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry.
And the remastered one.
Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry.
Okay, so they're a little bit different. Again, it's a nice way to test it out, different ways, different, slightly, very, very, very slightly different versions if you want to blow credits on that if you're not happy with the V4 that you have. That's it on that one. Lastly, you can remaster, not lastly, this is number 4, you can remaster music produced outside of Suno. This one is really cool because you can, if you've written music somewhere else where you just recorded it with your guitar, whatever, you've written it in a DAW like Ableton Live or Pro Tools or FL Studio, you can take this music that you've written before Music AI existed or what you've written outside of Music AI, bring it into Suno, and then you can remaster it and hear what it sounds like with different production, slightly different versions of the instruments and such. So heads up on that though, that there's only a 2-minute limit for uploaded audio, so it's not super practical for anything longer than that in terms of completely redoing your song. So in my opinion, a good use case for doing this, using upload audio and then remastering it would be, let's say you're writing a piece of non-AI music and produce it in a digital active workstation like FL Studio or Ableton, and you've got your working song going, but you want to quickly test out different variations of your production sound. Maybe you've got like a rough draft and then you want to try out, experiment with different sounds and see if it sounds better than what you've created. For example, what if the beats sounded more chill and muted versus if the beats are sharp and intense? Or what if the vocals had a slightly different tone to them? Well, you can do that to an extent. Now, you can't really tell Suno, I want my vocals to be more sharp or I want my beats to be more relaxed, but you can try out and have it give you a random roll of the dice and see if it sounds different, you could use that, I think, in theory, to change slightly your production within your DAW for songs that are non-AI. I think of it as a musical research and development tool, so like R&D, that will save you lots of time versus experimenting in your DAW or having to re-record your actual instruments if you're recording like with your instruments or having someone else do that. So it could save you a lot of time if you just want to try and experiment and get some new ideas in terms of the sound that you're creating. So let me give you an example of how this would work. I have one, where is it? Must be on the next page. So I wrote this quite a long time ago, years ago. This is the uploaded version of the audio. We'll just listen to a little bit. Okay, here's a couple of examples of it with remastered audio. All right, so that is if you did upload your original music you wrote somewhere else and remaster it. Lastly, I did want to talk about if you sometimes a lot of users I've noticed are having problems with non-English lyrics in their songs, and Suno gives them hit or miss with using various features, especially with replace lyrics. That's a replace section. A lot of people have problems with that. Something I found out that was pretty cool is if you have a non-English song, then if you use remaster, it can turn out pretty well. I was happy about that. So I have a song that's in Tagalog here. It was written in version 3.5. Let's listen to a little bit and then how well it turned out when I remastered. Because I think this one was actually really great. So check it out.
Nasa gitna tayo ng EDSA. Mga kotse walang galaw pero di bale na. Kasama kita abang nag-aantay.
Okay, that was the original. Let's check out these V4 version, the remastered ones.
Nasa gitna tayo ng EDSA. Mga kotse walang galaw pero di bale na. Kasama kita abang nag-aantay. Nasa gitna tayo ng EDSA. Mga kotse walang galaw pero di bale na. Kasama kita abang nag-aantay.
Okay, and that's it. Other than that, I have one way not to use Suno Remaster, unless you're being very experimental. It did not work out well for me at all, and that is if you use the upload audio feature like this, and then you go in and you record your audio. If it's just your voice, if it's just a singer and you don't have any lyrics to put into Suno, which Remaster doesn't let you put in lyrics, it gets pretty jacked up, to be honest. It sounds messed up and it's not good. So check it out just as for fun. This is a way not to use Remaster, in my opinion. This is my original uploaded audio. Hey all, this is Cam with CBAI. Thanks for tuning in today. This is my attempt at recording my own voice to remaster in Suno. Hope you like it. Okay, here's my remastered one. It doesn't understand my English properly, so it makes up some words and doesn't understand it very well, and it sounds weird.
Hey all, this is Jerem with Suno AI. Thanks for tuning in today. This is my attempt at recording my own voice to remaster in Suno. Hope you break it.
Hey all, this is Cam with CBAI. Thanks for tuning in today. This is my attempt at recording my own voice to remaster in Suno. Hope you like it. All right, that's it. So again, this is how to remaster your songs in Suno. Let's recap the 5 ways. Number 1 is convert version 3.5 or older to V4 songs. Number 2 is remaster your V4 instrumental tracks. Number 3 is remaster your V4 songs. Number 4 is you can remaster music you've produced outside of Suno. And then lastly, number 5, you can also remaster non-English songs. It does work for that too. So thanks again for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like. If you love learning about music AI and getting better at writing songs and music, throw me up a subscribe. Leave me a comment, whatever you want to leave a comment. Tell me how I can make my videos better. Tell me if you liked the video. If you didn't like it, if you don't like how I'm doing things, share your feedback so I can improve. I do take feedback seriously. And then lastly, hope to see you all next time. Thanks again for watching. This is Cam with CBAI, and I hope you have a good one. And take care.